I've been in law enforcement 35 years, and we dealt with marijuana and some cocaine and methamphetamines when it was cooked with ether. And now technology has moved it so much forward, and the drugs we're seeing are so much more potent and killing people. You never heard of marijuana killing people.
Yeah, that was Lieutenant Henry Stoffel from the Mesa County, Colorado Sheriff's Department telling me about the dangerous drugs pouring into communities across the U.S. And just a couple days ago, Customs and Border Patrol officers seized a massive load of drugs, including roughly 470,000 fentanyl pills at the Arizona-Mexico border. And fentanyl is the leading cause of death in Americans adults 18 to 45. Of the 107,000 total drug overdoses last year, that is a record, by the way. Fentanyl is believed to be responsible for more than 71,000. And as deadly as fentanyl is, there is now a new drug cropping up around the country that is 10 times stronger than that. That drug called pyro, and it's often laced into pills much like fentanyl you can see here on your screen. With the rising number of drug overdoses, some people, like former President Donald Trump, are even calling for drug dealers to get the death penalty.
The penalties should be very, very severe. If you look at countries throughout the world, the ones that don't have a drug problem are those that institute a very quick trial death penalty sentence for drug dealers. Absolutely. You execute a drug dealer and you'll save 500 lives because they kill on average 500 people.
Well, more than 1,700,000 pounds of narcotics have been seized at the southern border since October. And much of this is coming from drug smugglers and Mexican drug cartels. So how do we stop the cartels from funneling drugs over our border in the first place? And to help me answer that question is former CIA Covert Operations Officer Mike Baker, who has experience in counter narcotics, spent time in Latin America while with the CIA. Mike, thanks so much for being here.
Sure, thank you.
Can we start from your experience? What can be done here? We know most drugs are coming into the U.S. from Mexican drug cartels. What can we actually do to stop them?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the vast majority, whether we're talking about heroin or cocaine or meth or fentanyl or any synthetic opioid. It's a very complex problem, which partly explains why every U.S. administration has had a hard time with this. But one of the things that we need to be doing is properly securing our border, right? I mean, that's something that we can do without essentially the assistance of the Mexican government. So if we're just talking about the first step, that would be a logical one. It seems to be difficult for the current administration to take that on board, but it's an important step. Part of the problem with this issue is on the other side of the border, though, and that is, in part, they'll say on the Mexican side, well, look, you're the market, right? And there's this apparently bottomless need to purchase drugs here in the States. 5 or 6 years ago in the U.S., Americans were spending upwards of $150 billion on a variety of narcotics coming up through Mexico. And that was, it's 50% more than it was, 5 years before that. So there's this constant growth in demand here on the U.S. side, which fuels then obviously the cartel's business. On the Mexican side, look, they've tried. The Felipe Calderon administration tried the war on the cartels. That resulted in a extended period of horrific violence because he was directly taking on the cartels. And the Mexican population voted after a few years of that and went a different route. With Peña Nieto and certainly now AMLO, the current president, they've taken a much more, let's manage the problem down, right? Let's come to some sort of accommodation, in a sense, with the cartels in order to reduce the violence. That clearly doesn't benefit anybody other than really the cartels. So I guess all this is a way of saying, there are no real easy answers here, and it's fueled in part by a problem on our side, and how we deal with that is very complex and layered. How do you resolve narcotics addiction raging through the population.
Right. And we know, as you're saying, the cartels are well-funded and vicious. They even have self-made armed narco tanks now. And former Defense Secretary Mark Esper says that former President Trump once proposed shooting missiles at the cartel. Is there any way that that is a realistic option?
No, is the answer. Look, Mexico is a sovereign state. It's a very important partner of ours for a variety of reasons. And any long-term solution has to be done in concert with the Mexican government. Again, I think it's difficult during the present administration because the current president in Mexico has taken sort of this soft touch approach, as odd as that sounds, to the cartel problem, and is loath to engage in any sort of violent altercations with them. But in a sense, that's all the cartels really do understand. They're operating as a business. They're operating from their perspective in self-interest. And as long as there is a demand on this side of the border, they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
I mean, that makes sense. And we spoke with the sheriff on the front lines of the crisis today, and he's been doing it for 35 years. And I asked what it's like to do this work when each bust is just a drop in the ocean. Let's listen actually to what he had to say.
I know we have great federal partners, and we're continuing to look for those answers. And, is it a drop in the ocean? Yes, but every time we take one more pill off the street, that's one less pill that could kill somebody.
You feel for him. He's passionate about his job, but my question for you, are we putting our law enforcement in a tough spot by forcing them to tackle this in their communities? Can we ever succeed just fighting this in our neighborhoods and not at the source?
Well, you've got to do everything all at the same time, right? It's like solving the energy problem. We could be doing everything: fossil fuels, nuclear, and green energy. The same is true with the drug problem. We have to deal with it on the local, the state, the federal, and then the liaison with our partners in Mexico and Southeast Asia. We can't just look at it as sort of one track for a solution. We have to be smart enough, and we could be. We have the resources to be able to take this on all those levels. The sheriff's got a very good point in the sense that I remember working Southeast Asian narcotics issue, and you could take a tremendous amount of gear off the street. You could take down just an enormous amount of heroin, and you would see no shift in the street price, which tells you that the inventory was so fully stocked. They had so much gear standing by that you were having no impact. And so it's an extremely frustrating issue for law enforcement. My hat's off to DEA, to all the local, the state, the feds that are involved in this effort.
Yeah, mine as well. Former CIA Covert Operations Officer Mike Baker, thank you so much for your time tonight.